So, this is Eduardo again.
And Kim.
This is Kim. And here we are in the Willamette Valley, the beautiful forest around Rainbow, Oregon. Right?
So I've been told.
Yeah.
I heard there was a gathering here like a month or two ago.
Is that right? Wow.
That's what I've been told by the guys who went there.
So, Kim, tell me a little bit about yourself. Tell me how you got here.
Um, it started off in California with my boyfriend and a group of about 4 other people in this camper in his truck. And we went around, we went to Colorado. Most of them went home, and it was just 4 of us left in a truck and a van.
Right.
They came along with a van. And we just went traveling around for the fun of it. We were going on kind of a hot springs tour at first. That was fun. And then we ran into a lot of family members when we started getting in South Dakota. And they were telling us about a gathering going on, and neither of us had gone before. I hadn't heard about it very much, but Ryan was really interested. So we ended up just seeing how it was, loved it, picked up a few family members in one truck, lost the van.
Wow.
And we heard about Cougar Hot Springs on our way to Toketee Hot Springs. And we decided to come check it out, and here we are.
Very cool. Very cool. So, you're originally from California?
I was born and raised in California.
Where?
I was born in Modesto, California, but I spent most of my life in Ventura.
Okay. And that's where you met your boyfriend?
We went to the same high school.
In the same class?
No. He was a grade above me, so we actually never really talked in high school. I kind of met him through some exes of mine. And one day I showed up at his place, and after I had recently become single, we started talking and hanging out, and we just clicked, so we started dating.
Nice. So, did you live with your parents your whole life?
No.
No.
I lived with my mom when I was very young, and I lived with my dad for about a year. But my dad was in jail for most of my life, and when I was about 10, my mom decided she didn't want kids anymore with me and my sister, so she just left one day, and we lived with our grandparents.
Whoa. Her parents? Or Yeah?
It's technically her mom and her stepfather.
I see.
They were pretty okay. They had money, but they didn't really show affection. So it was okay. We lived fine. We got what we wanted, but I didn't want much.
But you didn't have any affection from them,
Yeah.
huh?
I think I got a hug like 3 times my entire life.
Wow.
It was so different though. When we were living with our mom, our grandparents used to take us out camping and hiking and fishing. We used to do all of this cool, fun stuff. But after we started living with them, we kind of stopped doing that kind of thing. 'Cause they were no longer grandparents, they became our parents.
So how old were you when you actually left home?
The first time I left home, I had just turned 18.
Okay.
I moved out because, honestly, there were too many rules. I wasn't allowed back home after midnight. If I stayed out past midnight, I wasn't allowed to come back home till the next morning.
Whoa.
Because walking into the house is so loud. And so I moved out. I got my own place. I was going to college full-time and working full-time. And it was draining. It was tiring. I didn't have energy. My money all went to my rent. Like, I could barely afford to eat half the time.
Wow. Wow. So how long did you spend in college?
About 3 years at a community college trying to figure out what I wanted to do.
Right.
I took some cool classes. I really liked the elective classes, but I hated all of the core classes. And ever since I was young, I wanted to be a teacher. But it wasn't necessarily I wanted to, it's just I didn't know what else to say. So my grandparents kept pushing me to go to UCSB. And I did not want to go to that university. It sounded like fun, but I didn't really want to be a teacher.
Right.
So instead, I didn't do that.
Instead, you did what?
Instead, I just took a bunch of community classes, mainly electives. I was really good at welding. That was fun.
Wow.
And the first chance I got to go on the road, I took it because I was tired of something was missing in my life. I could feel it. Every day was kind of the same. It was boring. Like, my friends always wanted to do the same thing. Literally, every night was, let's have a beer and play Super Smash Brothers.
Hmm.
And it was not fun. It got boring so quickly. And so I wanted to go traveling, and I was terrified. I was working a job still. I was still going to college.
Right.
And I didn't know what to expect, but it was way better than doing nothing. Even if things went really bad, if it turned out really horrible, it was way better than nothing. That's what I thought. And so we went.
And so what happened after that?
I'm pretty sure I went over that. We went traveling, we lost people, we gained people.
So that's when the change was made. You left college after 3 years or whatever, and just kind of ended up on the road, huh?
Yeah, it's actually been worth it. Definitely what I wanted was missing. No day is ever the same. We have fun, but we also do serious things.
Like what?
Like, we clean. That when we didn't have this huge group of people trashing the camper all the time, all of our dishes were clean. I cleaned the stove frequently. Like, we took care of that thing.
Which is kind of difficult to do when you have as many people now as you have traveling with you, right?
Especially if they're not working. If they don't want to keep things clean, things are not going to stay clean.
That's true.
And yeah.
Okay. So, you've been out here a while now, huh?
About 5 months.
Okay.
We've been traveling 4 or 5 months.
And it seems to agree with you, yeah?
Oh, definitely. For the most part. Conflicts are pretty difficult to deal with because we're all crammed into a tiny vehicle. It's been hot. Like, anger's been boiling. But besides that, it's been really great. It's been lots of fun. My skin's never been better. I found my passion on the road, like doing nails and doing cosmetology things. I didn't know how much fun I had doing it till I got to do it on the road.
How cool.
Yeah.
Wow.
So that's what helped me decide I don't really actually ever want to be a teacher. This is more fun. I would enjoy this.
Yeah, and it's something that helps people. I mean...
I hope so. I try to help people. Sometimes I do too much, not gonna lie. When things got heated with the group, I was the center of every problem because I was trying to help by putting myself in there, and that was the wrong decision. So everyone started blaming me for everything bad that was happening.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it was pretty rough. But then I talked to Ryan. Ryan was telling me what I was doing wrong. And I learned. Let people sort out their problems. If it's not something that affects me, and they can't, if I can help, it's going to make it worse, just let it go. Let them solve it.
Cool.
If I can't help, I shouldn't be trying.
Yeah, huh? Any last words you'd like to say to the folks watching?
Give it a shot. Try traveling. It's actually not as bad as people think. You think you're going to get stuck somewhere, living on a bridge, not showering for weeks, eating out of the trash. That's not how it is. It's actually a lot of fun. You meet great people. Strangers actually become your best friends because they actually care. They'll actually listen to your story. And a lot of them can actually relate. They've had similar situations or just as bad situations. Traveling is not a bad thing to do.
Nice.
It's not unhealthy.
Nice.
Actually, I've been eating a lot healthier on the road than I had at home. Because at home I had the luxury of just buying a bag of chips. On the road, I don't know how oftenly I'm going to get fruit, but it's more often than I get a bag of chips.
Right on. Right on. All right, well, thank you very much.
No problem.
All right.